64-bit legends. Welcome.
Legend of the game like GoldenEye, I'm more than right.
Yeah.
In the perfect dark, it's dreams that seem to come to life. 64-bit, the shit, it's as real as it
Yeah.
gets. We can
Yeah.
talk sports, games, and music, take your pick. Point with the news, pull up and crack a brew. Smoke one with the crew,
Smoke.
tune in and take a view.
Watch.
We here to raise the bar from the lowest mark. Sit your ass down and listen, it's time for the show to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bobby Caboose, and I am the advocate to the reigning, defending, undisputed world heavyweight champion of podcasts, Melvin Troy. We are the 64-bit legends. As always, Melvin Troy looking for that hot tag.
Yes, tagging in. Tag me in,
I am
Chief.
Bobby Caboose, if you didn't notice already. And we have a hell of a show today. We're just coming off of Turnbuckle Tuesday, second episode.
Yep, episode 2. It was. It's been quite a ride to see how some of these matches are progressing. But yeah, that Nun Man is pretty scary.
Yep.
You're gonna want to tune in. So either you go live on Twitch, twitch.tv/MelvinTroy, or just go check us out on YouTube. The podcast is already there.
Yep.
It's a great way to listen to the podcast, and then of course you get the
Turnbuckle Tuesday as well.
You get the whole episode up there. So.
But today we have a hell of an episode. We're on a high off of the second Turnbuckle Tuesday.
Yes.
And what do you do when you're high? You eat fast food.
You do. You pig out on shit you shouldn't eat. And, boy, I'll tell you what. When you mentioned fast food to me, I consider myself a connoisseur.
As do I.
Fast food. I'm very particular about what I eat and how I eat it and where I eat it.
In the parking lot?
Oh,
when it's
definitely. You have to eat it. You have to eat it immediately. I cannot do let me drive. I don't even care if it's down the street from me.
See, I drive home.
No, I'll eat it right there
home.
in the car. I got to because it has
A shelf life?
it has a very, very short shelf life, especially like Taco Bell or but McDonald's is perfect right
See,
after you
The
get
only
it.
thing that I don't like about Taco Bell when you actually drive it home is it's so like it doesn't seem to be any other fast food that I really had this experience with, but with the tacos, they're so hot
Yeah.
that if you wait to get home to peel the paper off, like it starts sticking to the paper.
Yeah.
And the shell will like rip.
Yep.
And shit, but like if you eat it right away, it doesn't have that time to fucking like melt the paper.
No, that's true. Yeah, I would rather burn my mouth than have to deal with the wet paper, the soggy hard shell. Because I'm a hard shell guy.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. 100%.
I've seen you eat so many tortillas, it's not even fun.
No. It's hard shell tacos. That's the way to go. I'll tell you, I've mentioned this on the stream before, but the best meal you get from Taco Bell, I dubbed the 1776 meal. It comes out to, with Michigan state tax, $17.76. This is what you do, okay? And I have meal combinations like this for most fast food restaurants.
All right.
So that we'll end up covering
As
all
do
of those. Yeah.
I usually get the same shit at every fast food restaurant every time.
Yep. And so the 1776 meal at Taco Bell, it's a very big meal. It's a little pricey. It comes out to like $17.
I spend like $20 at it every time, man. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. So what you do is I get I forget what number it is, but you get the combo with 3 hard shell tacos. You get them regular. You don't get them supreme. You just get them regular, 3 hard shell tacos. You get it with a Pepsi. You don't get the Baja Blast and all that other shit. You get a Pepsi like an adult.
I get a cherry Pepsi at Taco Bell. Always.
That's childish.
The cherry Pepsi to me, I was thinking about this earlier. The cherry Pepsi to me from Taco Bell is like a McDonald's Coke. Like McDonald's Coke tastes like special because it's from McDonald's.
Yeah.
The cherry Pepsi from when it's not like the end of the bag where they have to switch the pop out.
Yeah.
It's unique.
Well, you know
It's unique for cherries.
Someone told me about why the McDonald's Coke tastes different than other places. It's because they strategically will, because okay, first of all, you got to mix the Coke like syrup with the water, and then it's carbonated out, right? But they calculate how much ice they're going to give you, and so that ice they give you, they count that as the amount of water you're supposed to put in with the syrup, right? So they actually put less water to syrup ratio in the machine, and then when it comes out and mix it with the ice, that's why you can have the ice melt and it doesn't like lose its.
Yeah, it doesn't dilute it.
Doesn't dilute it at all. Yeah, and that's the signature flavor. Now I'm sure other places do this as well now, but that was like their trick.
Yeah, because I know for a fact that the McDonald's, like the drink dispensary, it will like it pulls down a cup, puts ice in it, and it circles around. I think other places they have to manually fill it up.
Yes, I've seen it at Taco Bell. They will fill it up, and then it just like they fill it up at an angle, and then it just drips over, and then they put a cap on it.
Yeah.
So, but let me go back here to what this is the most important information that I could ever give you. If you're listening right now, I need you to write this down. Don't forget it. You get yourself the 3 hard shell taco meal. Get it with beef only, no Supreme. You get it with a Pepsi like an adult.
Cherry Pepsi.
You also then here's where it gets fancy. You're going to do some add-ons. We're going to add on 2 additional hard shell tacos.
Or soft shell taco.
No. Only hard shell. 2 additional hard shell tacos, bringing your hard shell taco count up to 5. And you're also going to throw on a chicken quesadilla. Okay, that's going to layer the bottom of the bag because they're going to give you that long bag with the flat bottom. So they're going to put that quesadilla on the bottom. They're going to put all your hard shells in a row so they don't get crushed, all nicely propped up. And at the end of that, the final piece to that combination is a steak chalupa. You get yourself a steak chalupa. It represents the beef industry that has built this country. And you eat this thing, and not only do you feel patriotic eating it, because everything is metaphorically, and this is how I like to eat, because I like to make sure everything I do has a purpose. So when you're eating this combination, you're getting ground beef, which is what built this nation. You get hard shell tacos because you got to build up calluses in this country to sometimes you're going to get stabbed in the gums or the roof of your mouth, and you have to be prepared for that. You can't live a soft shell life. You gotta
soft shells are okay.
No, you gotta get the hard shells, toughen you up. Okay, the world is a big, scary place, and you gotta be able to survive it. Then you're also gonna get that Pepsi, like I say, like an adult. You don't have to flavor it. You don't need extra treats. You just drink it. You drink it like a man.
Cherry Pepsi.
Then on top of that, you have that chicken quesadilla. That's gonna be the blanket. That's the melting pot that this nation is. You're melting cheese, chicken, and tortilla together. Then that steak chalupa is going to give you that nice little here's a little bit of flavor. Here's a little bit of class in this whole thing, right? You come from the bottom, now you're here type of thing. You start with the hard shell taco. You'll work your way up to the steak chalupa. And that's where I want to be by the time I die. I want to be steak chalupa territory. So that's a 1776 meal at Taco Bell, the most patriotic meal you ever eat, and you're going to be filled with patriotism, and it's going to be shitting out your pants.
All right, if you want a real meal at Taco Bell, not this stupid bullshit made up 1776 shit, which, depending on which Taco Bell you go to, it's going to cost different.
No, you only go to the ones that, if you order that and it comes out higher or lower than $17.76,
just drive away.
You drive away. Yes.
So I always go with the number 7, which is the quesadilla meal.
Okay.
All right, so you get a quesadilla, you get your hard shell taco, you get your wild cherry Pepsi.
You get a cherry, but okay.
You get a wild cherry Pepsi.
All right.
So you get those 3 items. Then you add an additional chicken quesadilla.
You're going to double chicken case.
You double the chicken case.
Okay.
Quesadillas. But then you need an appetizer.
Okay.
So you get the little chips and cheese.
Chips and cheese.
So you get the chips and cheese.
That's such a waste of money.
No, it's not, because the cheese is a dual purpose. You dip, because they usually don't give you that much chips, so you dip the chips first. You have your little appetizers like chips and salsa. Go into a Mexican restaurant, feeling real Mexican, get your sombrero out. You fucking get that. Then you have enough cheese left over to get this, dip your chicken quesadilla in it, and it tastes amazing.
I don't know.
And then, if you're feeling raunchy, you throw on a cheesy gordita crunch.
Oh, now I don't mind a good gordita, but I used to do the cheesy gordita crunch, but I don't. I switched that out with the steak chalupa because it has more class.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Taco Bell. Some of the names that they have on it. We all know you can go to any Mexican restaurant, order a taco. You can go to any Mexican restaurant, order a quesadilla. You can go to any Mexican restaurant, order a burrito. But they got some of these names like a gordita.
Yeah.
Or a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah.
Or a chalupa.
Yeah. What the hell's a chalupa?
What constitutes a chalup?
Yeah.
Like what is that?
The one thing I wish they brought back,
Okay.
and it's not the fucking Mexican pizza.
No, fuck that.
Like everyone's like, oh, I love the Mexican pizza. You know what? You also rode the short bus to school.
Yeah.
So I'm not listening to your opinion because your opinion doesn't count. I'm sorry. Go on Twitter if you want your opinion to count. Here on this podcast, your opinion doesn't count, and what they should bring back is the volcano fucking taco. That lava sauce was fucking amazing. And they never bring it back. And maybe it's because I'm the only one that likes it.
I've never even heard of that.
But it's fucking great.
But there's two things that I think they need to bring back, and I used to get them all the time. First of all, the double-decker taco. The double-decker taco was amazing.
That had the beans in it, though, right?
Yeah, it was great. It was so filling. Double-decker taco, I could eat that all day. And also...
the $1 burrito.
No, not about that. Close. But I would get the... Well, they had two different names for it. First, originally it was the cheesy potato burrito, but then they ended up kind of changing a little bit, and it became the potato griller.
Yeah.
Now, I love the potato griller, and I would get a couple of those, and they were cheap, and they got rid of them.
Yep.
And I was so upset about that because the potato griller or the cheesy potato burrito is what replaced the double-decker taco for me, and now it's gone.
And I hope you can agree that they just need to get rid of the fucking Dorito tacos.
No,
like,
nobody wants that.
No one wants that. Once you, like, I've tried them, like, I think twice.
Yeah.
But, like, once you bite into it, the whole fucking shell just breaks because it's, like, not a real shell.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. It's, like, no one gives a fuck about Doritos while they're eating Taco Bell.
I've eaten one out of curiosity, and I will give it, the only thing I'll give it to you is at least it's hard shell, but...
Or
yeah,
even those weird gimmicky, like, oh, let's make fucking fried chicken taco or whatever the fuck. All those gimmick things, get the fuck out of here. Bring back the lava.
Taco fries.
The taco, or are they called taco fries? Whatever the fuck they are called.
It's some sort of French fry thing.
The nacho fries.
With nacho fries?
I think so. Those are gross too. Like everyone's like, oh, I can't wait till the nacho fries come back, and then they came back and I'm that's fucking nasty, man. And they steal my fucking cheese from my little chips and cheese, and they put it with that. It's a fucking insult to the fucking cheese.
Well, now Taco Bell was something, and I think we talked about this before on a previous episode, but Taco Bell was one as growing up that I didn't eat right away. I didn't eat the Taco Bell meal because growing up was all about the Happy Meal. The Happy Meal is what had the cool toys, which shout out to Max Rebo. He posted a picture in my Discord and I know we talked about this over the last couple weeks, about the McDonald's versus Burger King toys and how stupid the Burger King toys are. He has a picture that shows the Super Mario Koopa toys from McDonald's and a Dr. Robotnik that was during the Sonic 3 era. And he's got those cool toys, and he's got the stupid Kids Club kid fucking toys where it's just some black dude with a high top fade, which was fashionable in the early 90s. So I don't know.
He looks like Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, and then there's some kid that's like
rollerblading or
he's
some shit.
He's rollerblading with like goggles on, and then some girl that plays baseball. Cool. Do I want that toy, or do I want to go to McDonald's and get like a Sonic or a Tails toy or a Super Mario Goomba that like will hop around on the table? That's the shit I want.
Real quick before we go on that, because I agree with you, but back to Taco Bell real quick. I just want to. So I went to Taco Bell Saturday after work.
Okay.
And the guy in the drive-thru, I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm giving him my debit card, and he's like, "I'm doing taco-tastic. How are you?"
Nice.
And I'm like, "You're fucking lame." Like, I just looked at him like, there is no way anyone could fucking pay me to ask if somebody is doing taco-tastic.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Unless he's being ironic.
Like, if my manager came up to me and was like, hey, we need you to start saying this to customers, I'd look at my manager and be like, why don't you fucking say it?
Yeah.
I don't want to look like a fucking moron. I'm already working at Taco Bell. Anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest.
No, well, I have a feeling he had to have been ironic. He had to have been saying it ironically. where he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna fuck with people and just.
Well, I've heard he's been saying it for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a lifer then.
Yes.
He's a Taco Bell lifer.
Yes.
Well, they do offer tuition reimbursement and
Yeah,
they give
I
you
saw that.
benefits. So I almost worked at a
Maybe his
Taco
name's
Bell.
like Tony Chalupa.
Tony, yeah, he invented the chalupa, and he's like, "Don't worry about paying me for that invention. Just let me work here for the rest of my life."
Just let me use my language that no one understands.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to the toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Scottie Pippen dressed up as like a little kid.
No,
to
it was
play with.
the McDonald's toys were the best. Now, growing up, I remember this is in the early '90s when I was getting a Happy Meal. I was very simple. It was 4-piece nugget Happy Meal, and then you get some sauce, and then I had to have sweet and sour sauce. If it didn't have sweet and sour sauce, I would demand my parents turn that car around and get me sauce.
And they wouldn't.
They would.
No,
they
they
would do
wouldn't.
it. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
But
I know your dad. He wouldn't turn around for
would
fucking
do-
sweet and sour sauce.
He would do it for me, or we would be because we would eat in the restaurant more often. Because back then,
Yeah,
McDonald's had like some cool
They had
shit.
some games, the play place, the
Yep.
fucking racist moon man.
yeah. They had there was. I remember there was one that had a little merry-go-round in it. That was
Right?
up in Romeo. That was. But the
Now they all look like Starbucks.
They do. They all look the same, unfortunately. But I would go and get the extra sauce for my fries, and it was the perfect little meal. And you'd eat the box. So I always liked the Happy Meal series when they would, because sometimes they would have like they would always theme the box or bag based off of what the toy is, right?
Yeah.
So. But then there was some that had a really cool box. Like there was some, and I forget exactly which ones they were, but some of them like you would like construct like
You'd need different pieces.
yeah, you would need different pieces. I would save the box, the McDonald's little Happy Meal box, and it would have like maybe if they were giving away like Hot Wheels of some sort, it would have like, oh, you can build a ramp out of the box type thing.
Am I making this up, or did this actually happen? Was there a Power Rangers one where you could make the box into like a big thing?
So there was a couple Power Rangers things. So I was actually going to get to that. So I was just very simple. I knew what I liked, 4-piece nugget, whatever. But then the Power Rangers movie came out. The Power Rangers movie, they had simple little Power Ranger toys that they were giving away. But they had, if you got yourself like a regular meal, like just a regular combo meal, you would get a Power Ranger little action figure and a vehicle that they would ride in. And you can collect the different vehicles to then build the fucking Megazord, whatever thing. You know what I'm saying? So they had like, like the Yellow Ranger had like some sort of like pterodactyl type thing, or the Pink Ranger. So then I was like, well, what do you get for a meal? Because they didn't have a 4-piece nugget adult meal. So I ended
They
up
had the 6-piece nugget meal.
They
did.
Did they back then?
Yeah, they had a 6-piece nugget meal.
Because I remember, for whatever reason, I was getting it was whatever their chicken sandwich was at the time. It wasn't the McChicken. It was before they cheapened up on that. It was like a legitimate chicken sandwich. And I remember I was getting that, and I would get that so I can get that toy. But there was another one with Inspector Gadget where you had to get the toys, and you could build an Inspector Gadget.
So
out of all.
at what age did you stop getting Happy Meals? Because I have a story.
That's a good question. I didn't eat a whole lot. Like, I wasn't I would snack a lot as a kid, so I wouldn't, anything more than a Happy Meal, I wouldn't be able to even finish. So I want to say I probably was having Happy Meals until, I don't know, 6th grade or something, almost 7th grade probably.
Oh, damn.
Because
Okay.
I didn't need all the extra food, and it was still young enough, even in the 6th grade, where I would be like, because I remember the 5th grade they were giving away Beanie Babies, so you had to get a Happy Meal for that. And then in the 6th grade they were doing some other shit. So it was probably like 6th grade, 7th grade. something
Okay,
like
so like I stopped, younger than that, but like I remember going to my friend's house, childhood friend, and I was gonna eat dinner over there, and his mom was getting us McDonald's. So back then you'd have to call your mom and be like, hey, can I eat over so and so's house? Check in with your parents, right?
Yeah.
So my mom goes, yeah, you can. She goes, order a Happy Meal. And like this was after I stopped ordering Happy Meals. I'm like, I don't want a Happy Meal. Like it's embarrassing to me. Like at this time, right? So my friend was getting like that's why I knew there was a 6 nugget meal because he got it, and he graduated from the Happy Meal up to the big boys meals, right?
Yeah.
So he wanted to order a Happy Meal. My mom made me get a Happy Meal, so it was fucking super embarrassing. I couldn't get the fucking big boy meal, and I fucking had I had to tell his mom I'll have a fucking nugget Happy Meal, and it was super embarrassing. And I just remember that.
Oh, so I ordered Happy Meals a couple years ago. Remember, I'd order 2 Happy Meals at a time.
Yeah, but as a kid, it's different. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
But I was also thinking, wouldn't it be cool is if there was an adult-only fucking fast food restaurant, right? You have to be an adult, right?
Okay.
And for the Happy Meals, they can have Happy Meals or whatever they want to call it. But instead of getting like toys,
they give you illicit drugs.
They give you like drugs or like a dildo, like sex toys, and like you're like, oh man, I got this fucking butt plug.
So wait a minute. You're eating some sort of chicken tender combo meal,
sure.
And you got like greasy fingers, and you're like, check it out, I got this. They gave me the purple dildo this time.
Yeah, but it's like, it's wrapped in plastic, so you don't have to get it greasy right away.
Yeah,
like the toys are wrapped in plastic.
But you always want to open it right away.
Well, yeah, but that's weirdo. Like,
when every time someone gives me something that's packaged up, I want to open it immediately.
Right, but like sometimes, if you want to get it greasy, you get it greasy. But wouldn't that be sweet? Like you're like, oh man, fucking, I don't even know what the name of this place would be called. Whack Arnold's. Whack Arnold's is they're giving out fucking vibrators this month.
I
man.
don't know if I'd be pumped for that.
Or like the
I'm
fucking.
not sure. I'm like, sweet, I'm getting dildos with my dinner.
They're getting you're getting like a pocket pussy. You're like, sweet, I can fuck after eating.
I'm not sure.
Or like, oh man, they're giving away blunt wraps this time.
All right, that would make more sense.
Anything adult oriented.
Okay, yeah, maybe you give out some get like some shooters.
Yeah,
they'll give you like a shooter.
I went
a
little different way, but yeah, anything.
You're like, oh man, I got the onion rings, and I've also got a set of cock rings. Sweet.
You get them confused.
Yeah. Oh man.
Why does this cock ring smell like onion?
Yeah.
Be fucking cool, man. I'd probably go there once and see what I got. But they didn't have to have themed stuff. It was just all just adult or like I'm playing with a fucking pocket knife right here. Man,
they gave you
I got
knives.
a fucking switchblade.
That would be cool. I would be dope.
I got a box of bullets.
If you could get weapons, that would be they give you they'll just give you like a 10-pack of bullets. So you're like, hey, go down to the range, go shoot these.
Like, man, not only did I get a 12-inch dildo, I got these bullets too.
Nice, yes. Now I can go fuck myself and kill myself.
I got a bottle full of poppers. Let's go.
Good thing I ordered all this terrible food to fucking
but what if the food
numb
was
the
good?
pain of life?
What if the food was really good, but you had to get a toy? It's like the trade-off. Like it was like whoever opened it used to own a sex shop, and they need to get rid of all this shit.
So they're just giving away
They're like, all right, well, the sex shop business went under, but this fast food restaurant that's under the same LLC, we need to get rid of the shit.
So we just start selling hamburgers and putting sex toys in there.
Yes.
You get the blow up doll fucking belly buster burger.
Yes. You're like, God damn it, I got mayonnaise on my blow up doll.
Yeah, they call it the nut buster burger. Well, then that's different than. All right, so then what you really want is a sex themed fast food restaurant. That's what it sounds like.
I'm not saying I want it. I'm just saying it would be cool.
You said it'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool because it'd be different. Have you ever seen something like that? No. And if it was fantastic food.
They call it
what if they took all the now it's really getting crazy. What if they took all of the the failed sandwiches from the other places, like the Big and Tasty came back, and it was at this restaurant. The fucking I can't think of any other. Like the fucking Taco Bell shit we were just talking about. The double-decker tacos there. Like all the failed experiments. At,
McRib.
The McRib is there permanently.
The McLobster.
Yep.
You know they got that.
Yeah. The tacos from Burger King, the ones that were 2 for $1.
They had tacos at Burger King?
They were actually not that bad.
Oh, wow.
From what I remember.
There was, I
think that's a great idea, man. Do you want a $1 billion idea? I'm writing this down in my phone.
All right, yeah. Make sure to.
I'm gonna go get the LLC tomorrow. It's gonna be called like
fucking slop and suck. You just eat the slop and suck your dick.
Mix sloppies.
Yeah, sloppy seconds.
It's sloppy seconds.
There we go.
Perfect.
You go for first, you come back for seconds.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Sloppy seconds, that is.
I came, I saw, and I came again, and then I ate.
Yep. I'll never forget, though, talking about, this is what graduated me out of my Nugget days, outside of the Power Rangers bonus toy. I'll never forget, and this was in the early 90s, or maybe mid-90s. I was eating my little nuggies as a boy.
Little nuggies?
And there would be what I called noodles in the chicken nuggets. And it happened to me a lot.
What the fuck is a noodle?
Over the course of like a month or so of me, because I would get at least McDonald's at least once or twice a week.
Like the vein?
Well, they were veins, is what it was, but I didn't know that, and I'm like, oh, there's noodles in my nugget. It was so gross, and so I stopped getting chicken nuggets, and I had to like graduate out of that and get like a hamburger or something.
Those nuggets at school. Remember, like, everyone would get nuggets on Nugget Day, at school, like the school lunches, but you would get, like, that occasional one with the vein, and it was fucking gross.
Yeah,
and you would see it, dude. It would be, like, purple.
Yeah. Yeah, those were rough. There was that. There's a few things that kind of, like, grossed me out with fast food, and that was one of them. The fucking Burger King nuggets were always terrible.
Yeah, they still are.
Well, that's why they sell them 10 for $1.
Yeah.
They were like, all right, we're not going to fucking fuck around.
They're like, all right.
This is stupid.
When Tyson nuggets kick our nuggets ass.
Yeah.
There's something we need to do.
But as an adult, I really came into my own as far as ordering at fast food because I would order a lot. Like I would splurge and I would just gorge myself. Like
Scott gorge.
I would Scott gorge it, yeah. And so this was typically the way to go outside of a Taco Bell, like outside of a specialty place. If it was a burger place, so we're talking, it wouldn't matter if it's a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Sonic.
I've never had Sonic.
Sonic's pretty good.
I don't know how to order there.
You just
it looks so confusing. There's so many. It looks like there's so many drive-throughs. They can bring it out to you. I don't fucking know. I have to go with someone that has been there before. And I refuse to go by myself because I'm just confused.
I just go through the drive-thru like a normal person.
I don't know where the drive-thru is.
It's where the cars are.
Yeah, but there's cars to the sides, like in these little like vaults. Then they bring out food to them.
It's like going to an A&W.
Dude,
been to an A&W?
I don't know how to do it, man.
And you know what I liked about A&W though? They would actually like attach the tray to the window.
Yeah.
They don't do this with Sonic.
But like I would be like Ricky Bobby, where he doesn't know how to put his hands. Like, I would just drive in there and just be like, where do I go? What do I do with my hands?
Well,
I don't know what to order.
This was the move for me, because I spent
Except
a lot of time.
Except for those guys on the mandates, they tell us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Sonic boys.
Yeah, I don't think they're around anymore.
No, now they do, like, these different families and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, no, whatever. But anyway, so this was, especially when I was on the road a lot, and I would order this, and it would be a hamburger-based combo meal. So if it was McDonald's, we'd go for the Big Mac. Now, the Big Mac is very particular. I want no cheese on it. I want no pickle on it. And I only ask for no pickle, truthfully, because I want to put them to the test. Because now you got to actually – so a lot of times you'll say no cheese, and they'll be like, yeah, okay, we'll put – they'll even put the sticker that they made it custom, and there's still cheese on it. Be like, go fuck yourself. But when you say that no pickle, that's just that one little ingredient. They're like, oh, I got to get rid of that. Like, oh, now we got to make it fresh. I just can't throw them some fucking other Big Mac that someone else ordered. You got to make up a brand new one.
I've never had a Big Mac.
You know what the trick is, though, with Big Macs, too? This is coming from somebody who had worked at a McDonald's, is you ask, not even just the Big Mac, but you could do it with...
You worked at McDonald's?
No.
Oh.
Somebody else.
I did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, would ask for, you'd get like a couple hamburgers and then ask for the shredded lettuce. And you would do that. Anyway.
And add the mac sauce.
Yeah, add mac sauce, and all of a sudden you got yourself a Big Mac.
Without that middle bread, and
Yep.
it's less carbs.
Yep. But so you get yourself a Big Mac. If you're at McDonald's, you go Big Mac, right? Big Mac combo, you go large, you go with a Coke because we're an adult, not a child.
I think that's why they got rid of the Big and Tasty, by the way, because basically I think you just had to add mac sauce and it was a Big Mac.
Big and Tasty, kind of, but it was I believe it was a quarter pounder type patty, wasn't
it was a bigger one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember there was like a giant Mac for a minute. It was a
Yeah.
Big Mac, but it was like wider. It was outrageous. So, anyway, so you get that, and then you add on just do a 10-piece nugget with sweet and sour sauce. Boom, that's a meal. I was able to gain some weight off of that one.
See, I do this. I almost do the same thing because I usually get the 10-piece nugget after, but I go with the quarter pounder instead of the Big Mac.
Oh yeah, I like
But
the Big Mac.
now they got bacon, so I get the quarter pounder with bacon,
Oh, there you go.
and
That's not bad.
I get no pickle or onion,
Yeah.
and I add that mayo because it gets the fancy sauce with the ketchup.
Now, see, this is what okay, so similarly, I would go to Burger King. I go double Whopper, no cheese. I've told you the story about how they've really tried to fuck with me on that,
Yeah.
where I was like, I had to go back like 3 times. I'm like, you're really testing my patience here. So I
Did
need
you
that.
throw pickles at the window?
I did out of frustration. And so you get the double Whopper, no cheese, you get it large, of course, and then you get your 10-piece nugget at Burger King. But it's not quite as good as the 10-piece at McDonald's. But you can rinse and repeat this at, say, Wendy's. You get the Dave's Double, okay? You get that. You get, 10-piece nuggets there. It works anywhere you go. Sonic, it works at, there was another one. Oh, Hardee's.
Hardee's is amazing.
Hardee's, they had a thing. Now, let me tell you something here. And this is actually...
Their triple monster burger or whatever the fuck was like rated one of the unhealthiest burgers in America.
So
or in
I
the world
would
or some
get...
shit.
This is what I would get. And I looked forward to this every single Sunday. When I worked weekends, when I worked for Budweiser, it wasn't a full day, and I wouldn't eat anything. But I knew on my way home I passed a Hardee's, so I would look forward. This would be my treat. This is the problem. I think it almost created an eating disorder for me because that job was so it was so physically demanding, and it just kind of would break you down. So the only way to keep myself motivated is that I would look for fast food restaurants, and that would be the treat. So if I can get through this next store and finish all the shit, I'll have a treat. I'll get I had it all mapped out for every route that I was on. So on weekends, on Sundays in particular, I would go to Hardee's and I would get their Monster Burger. But the thing is with the Monster Burger, I would get it without cheese, first of all, because I didn't want the cheese. But the Monster Burger, they only put mayonnaise on it, really. They don't put anything else on it. So what I would do is I'd have them add the ketchup and mustard on there. And it already had the bacon. It was just a big-ass burger.
Dude,
I mean,
their burgers are so good.
This thing was so massive, I would end up with a headache, and as soon as I got home, I would pass out. And I'd get the curly fries, seasoned curlies.
Seasoned curly.
And I would get a Coke. And I was getting it so much on a regular basis every week that they recognized me, and somewhere in a box here somewhere is a dog tag chain that says Burger Slayer on it. They gave me. I am the Burger Slayer.
When Wendy's breakfast came out,
I've never had it.
It is amazing. It's way better than McDonald's, in my opinion. It's right up there with White Castle as the best fast food breakfasts.
Okay.
Breakfasts. But the first week that they came out, I was like, all right, I got to try this, right? So I go there first day. I was like, man, this is amazing. Then I was like, I wonder if their other sandwiches are this good. I went there 4 days in a row. Same Wendy's.
Wow.
And the same lady was there. And she's like, wow, you really like our breakfast. And I'm like, I love your breakfast. And she got quite familiar with me that week. And I was like, oh, I won't be here for a couple days because now it's weird. But Wendy's breakfast is amazing. But Burger King, there's a couple things I get at Burger King. Sometimes I'll go with the, I think it's called the Burger King, or not, no, the Bacon Burger King or something.
Okay.
It's like a bacon sandwich. I'll get the Whopper, but I get cheese. And then sometimes I'll get the original chicken sandwiches, the long ones.
Okay.
And those are pretty good. I think they started using a different chicken because they used to be a lot better than they are now. But their Hershey Pies are really good too.
I have had that before. Yeah.
They have one of the best desserts.
I don't know. I would say the Oreo McFlurry at McDonald's, if you could actually buy one, is actually pretty solid.
I mean, that takes it way down because the machine is always down.
Yeah. But I will say, especially during the early COVID days, because it was always tough for me to get up and have like a McDonald's breakfast. Before COVID, they did like breakfast all day for a while, and then when COVID hit, then they stopped. But I would stay up all night since I had nowhere else to go, and I would stay up purposefully to just get a McDonald's breakfast. And boy, I would get. So this is the perfect McDonald's breakfast. That's what you want to get. You get the big breakfast, because I was a big fan of the egg biscuit, sausage biscuit thing, not the fucking McMuffin.
See, I don't like the biscuit.
I love the biscuit.
The biscuit's gross.
But if you get it with the big breakfast meal, it's the same thing, but you get the eggs aren't just like a patty, like they're actual real eggs, and you can just build the same sandwich.
Is that the one with the hotcakes?
Well, you can get one with hotcakes and a cheaper one without hotcakes, but it's basically the same thing, just swap out the hotcakes. Of course, I get hotcakes, but then on top of that, the cinnamon roll. The McDonald's cinnamon roll is pretty solid, only to be beaten by Cinnabon. Unfortunately, last time I went to a Cinnabon by where we used to live, I think the guy was high on drugs because he literally did the airplane noise as he was handing me the receipt, and he got confused on how to cut the Cinnabon from the rest of the Cinnabons. He mutilated 4 Cinnabons. Dude, so you know how they are, because they're all stuck together. Right. You just chop it a square, and then boom, you got a Cinnabon. And he couldn't figure out for the life of him how to cut it in 2 spots and just scoop up from the bottom and put it in the box. He literally unraveled 3 or 4 of these things. He was so confused. And then when he handed it to me, he came up. So the way, for those that aren't watching, he put his hand, swung his hand back, almost to give me like a high five. But he had my change in the receipt in his hand, and I thought he was gonna like slap it on the counter, like jokingly, like like no. And then he was like, he just slow motion put it on the counter, and then passed it underneath the little COVID window, that's supposed to really keep those germs away.
Yep.
And he slid it to me like that, and then he gave me the Cinnabon box after he finally got one that wasn't fully mutilated, and he went, boo, and he put it down, and I was like, I gotta go.
That's awesome.
This is frightening.
That's like taco-tastic right there. But okay, so I know you have your Burger King, what is it, the Whopper?
Yeah.
The Whopper with cheese story, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking earlier, when I was at work, when I thought about talking about this, no other fast food fucks up more than McDonald's.
Wendy's.
See, Wendy's never fucks up my shit.
Well, the one we used to live by was pretty bad.
Never fucked up my shit.
Really?
It was always McDonald's.
McDonald's was pretty bad.
It was always McDonald's. Like, sometimes, I've had occasionally where they give me the wrong order stuff, and sometimes it benefits you because you get more food or whatever, but you might not get what you ordered, but you get more food or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, you might be missing a sandwich here or there. But that McDonald's fucked up more times.
Yeah.
Like either, fucking giving you no meat, giving me like 8 nuggets in my 20-piece.
Yeah.
Not giving a shit, like fucking shit up. Like I remember getting a large Coke with like, it looked like someone drank like a third of it.
There was one time that I got a Coke from McDonald's, and I had the cup. They put it in my hand. It was the plastic cup, and I could feel that the cup was warm, and there was no ice in it. And as soon as I didn't know what to say because it took me back. So I took it with my hand. I was about to set it down, and I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. Do I say anything? What do I say right now? They automatically hand me my food. Oh, no. They didn't hand me my food. They were like, oh, can you pull up real quick? We'll get you your food in a minute. And I'm like, motherfucker, you swindled me out of this Coke. And so I got so mad, and then he took forever to bring me my food. I threw the Coke. I literally chucked it out my window, the whole cup, and then it landed and splashed in the parking lot.
So it's funny that
I throw tantrums at McDonald's.
Yes, you do. You said earlier that the reason the Coke tastes different is because of the ice at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because that's the only place I don't ask for no ice. Everywhere else, I ask for no ice because they fucking fill the whole cup up with ice.
That's true.
And you get no liquid. So, and it comes out cold enough. Like, if they just pour it, it comes out cold enough for you to drink it.
Yeah.
But, if it was sitting around and it's just fucking warm with no ice.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, there's, like, just tell me you don't have any, you can't give me a drink.
Right.
Just tell me that up front because no one's going to be like, oh, I'll make this work. Nobody would do that. I'll drive by 7-Eleven and get my own drink.
Right.
Like, just tell me.
That's like, okay, on St. Patrick's Day, right? And this isn't fast food, but I got a carry out from a bar that I go to a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And, my dad wanted a corned beef sandwich, or I got him one, because that's what he's used to eating on St. Patrick's Day. So I call up there, right? I call up there about 4:30 when I get off of work. I get up there probably 5 minutes later. They're busy. Don't get me wrong. It's St. Patrick's Day. They're busy. It took them 45 minutes to get my order. And I ordered a Reuben sandwich. Or no, not a Reuben sandwich. A corned beef sandwich and a burger. I overhear the manager, because he took my order over the phone. I overhear him talking to another manager saying pretty much that he forgot to put my order in. Yet he comes out at least three different times and tells me that they're waiting on my burger. And I'm like, dude, if you would just tell me, this is pissing me off that you keep telling me I'm waiting on my burger. If you would have just came out and been like, look, man, we're fucking slammed and I forgot to put your order in, I'd be like, okay, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But don't fucking lie to me after I fucking overhear you say pretty much you forgot to put the shit in. And then you're like, oh, we're just waiting on the order. Like, there's a lot of tickets in front of, and there was like fucking 3 or 4 people that ordered after me, carry out, that came in after me and got their food.
Yeah, that is. There is nothing worse than a food. Someone in the. I hate being lied to from service people.
Right.
There's nothing to make me more, because it's just like, yes, I will understand. I will be more understanding if you just tell me that, yeah, you're out of something. Like sometimes I've been to restaurants where they'll gaslight me to where I'm like, yeah, let me get like this. I don't know. We'll say a certain soup. And they'll be like, they'll bring out a different soup, and I'll be like, this isn't chicken noodle soup. This is like clam chowder. And they're like, no, that's how we do it. And they're like, that's not how you.
Or that's what you ordered.
Yeah. They're like, no. And then they're like, yes, this is what you ordered. Well, I don't want it. I will say this. There was one time, and I'm not a person. Believe it or not, as many times as I throw a tantrum at a McDonald's parking lot, I will not ask for a manager. I'm not I give me your manager. I would rather just throw a cup of warm Coke in the parking lot than to be like, I demand a refund type guy.
Right.
Just let me do that. The guy's going to come out and sweep up the parking lot anyway. Or the wind will take it and then fucking just goes in the street. So whatever. and then the Coke will evaporate. It works itself out in nature. You know, it's a circle of life.
Ants will drink it or something.
Yeah, well, I'm helping out, really, truly. But I won't be the type to be like, you get me your manager. There was only been 2 times that I can think of in my life that I did it, and the one of the times was at, this isn't fast food, but it was close enough, the Cheesecake Factory.
I've never been.
It's not worth it. Don't go. I'll never go again. I went to the Cheesecake Factory with some people I used to work with, and the thing is it was 2 girls I worked with. And because I was the dude, like the one thing I wanted, they came back 20 minutes later and says, "Oh, we're out of it." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Great.
So I was like, "I guess I'll get something else." And they give me something that I would eat, and it came back, and it was fine. But then everyone else's meals were all fucked up, and it took forever, literally to the point. There's nothing worse than when you're sitting at a restaurant and you see somebody sit down, get served their meal, and then they get their bill before you even get your food.
Right.
There's nothing more enraging than that. And I understand it's not always the server's fault. Sometimes it's kitchen staff. They're waiting on an order or something. But she wouldn't even come back to, like, check in or anything. And then on top of it, it was wrong. So it's like...
Yeah, and then, they can at least offer you something else. Like in addition.
Yeah.
Like, do you want a free appetizer or something? Or discount your fucking meal.
Well, yeah, so then I complained about it, and then she gave me an attitude about, I forget, one of the girls there got some sort of pasta dish, and it was literally cold. I thought at first it was like one of those like pasta salad things.
Right.
And she's like, no, this isn't supposed to be cold. I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't even heated. I was like, what? You felt the plate. It's cold.
Unlike El Patio that comes out 1,000 degrees.
Oh, my God. El Patio.
In 5 minutes.
El Patio. It's still around, by the way.
I know.
It's down the street.
I know. It's awesome.
We need to go there soon.
It's awesome.
Fucking El Patio. That place was so legit. You would sit down, you would have a Coke, and it would never be not full. You could try to drink and drink and drink.
They would refill it after every sip.
Dude, they were so on point. And then, then you get your food, and the fucking plate. The plate is so hot. Their plates are so hot there. It's a Mexican restaurant, for those that can't tell, by the way, by the name. The plates are so hot that the fucking oven mitt, the guy has to wear an oven mitt to give it to you. And
then he's like, don't touch it.
And you don't want to Dude, this thing was like fire hot.
I went, when I was still in the IT world, we went there on lunch. I believe it was Cinco de Mayo, because why else would we go there? We got a picture of, there was like 4 of us. We got a picture of margaritas, right? Mm-hmm. And I think maybe 2 people didn't drink. And then they were like, yeah, you got to finish this. I was like, okay. This margarita pitcher was fucking so strong. I went back to work like shit-faced.
Fucking hell.
And then, like, the group that I was with, everyone's like, don't tell anyone we drank. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm fucking hammered. Everyone else is fine.
Dude, when we weren't working, we, for an entire winter, ate El Patio like every day.
It was because it was cheap and it was decent.
Yeah,
like
it was down the road.
It wasn't like spectacular.
Yeah,
but like it was
adequate. Something you can afford on unemployment.
Yeah.
So, and we ate so much that when I was taking interviews, I couldn't fit in my suit anymore. I literally had a suit from 1 year prior. I couldn't fit in it because of fucking El Patio.
Don't blame El Patio.
It was El Patio.
It wasn't El Patio. El Patio is a saint.
It was too much.
Oh man, but yeah, we so there was I think it was the Lions playoff game. Mm-hmm. I think they were playing the Saints. So I think like 2012, somewhere in there. We go to a bar off of Garfield, not the one that you think.
Okay.
But a different one.
All right.
Freddy's. I'll just say it. Freddy's.
All right.
We go to Freddy's bar, right? And we had reservations because we knew it was like a Saturday night game. And we're sitting there. We get the most fucking retarded fucking waitress ever. I guess it was the dude's girlfriend at the time, the owner's girlfriend or whatever. And so she comes up and like I get there late. Like everyone's sitting there, everyone orders their drinks and stuff. I get there and like I get a warning. So you know it's bad if someone's already like, dude, like this chick's fucking retarded. Like, you know, just giving you a heads up.
Right.
Okay. So I'm like, hey, do you have any drink specials? And she's like, no. And then I see this big thing on the wall that said, like, it was back when we drank beer. It said, like, I'm just going to throw out a number. It was like $2 Miller Lights. I was like, well, what about that? Isn't that is that a special? And she's like, oh, yeah. It's $2 Miller Lights. I'm like, okay, I'll have a Miller Light. She's like, okay. She takes like 5 steps away from the table. Then she comes back and she's like, what did you want? And I was like, a Miller Light. She's like, oh, okay. She fucking leaves. Comes back and she's like, what was that one more time? I was like, one of those special Miller Lights. Says, on the wall, I want that. A $2 Miller Light. She's like, okay. So she finally brings me a Miller Light. It was happening all night. So we order food. All of our food's wrong. Like, I think I asked for a nacho with no onions. It had, like, doused in onions. Like, she put extra instead of no. And we finally get our bills. And we're looking through it. And someone had 2 shots of, I believe it was Jameson.
All right.
On their bill. And they bring the waitress over. And they're like, hey, I have 2 shots of Jameson on here, and no one at this table had Jameson. And she's like, oh, I know. And he's like, well, why is it on my bill? And she's like, the people that were sitting here before you guys ordered them, and they never paid, so I just figured I'd put it on your bill. And we're like, what? Like, that's not how this works, lady. Like, I don't know how long you've been in the service industry, but unfortunately, you have to eat that cost. Like, sorry. Like, I'm pretty sure you could probably void them out, or you got to pay for them. Sorry. Like, we're not fucking paying for this shit. Like, we couldn't believe it, dude. Like, we were like, she literally just tried to, like, sneak that in. Until, like, someone called her on it, and then she was like, oh, this is what I was trying to do.
And why would you even admit to that? Why would you be like, oh, it was my mistake?
Right.
And just be like, drats.
Well, yeah, like I said, I think she was a little slow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, I'm usually pretty good about. Oh, I will say, at a bar, I think one of the only. I don't usually have too many issues at a bar, because I usually either pay cash immediately, or
or we're like regulars or something.
Yeah. But there was one time, and I had one too many drinks. I just wasn't doing the math right. I always just do a 20% tip.
Right.
So you multiply by 2, you move the decimal point over. It's real easy. So you have a $10 tab, it's $2, right? You have a $100 tab, it's $20.
Right.
So it was something along the lines. It was a big one where I was picking up people's drinks, and I just had a little bit too much to drink, and I fucked up the tip a little bit. It was a pricier tip. It wasn't even like $100. I want to say it was something like 50. And I think what I did is I wasn't thinking, and I left like $5. Something like that. It was less. I know it was less than 10. I should have left at least $10.
Right.
It was something low. It had to have been $5 because it wouldn't make sense for me to leave like 2.
Right.
The math doesn't check out on that, right? And I wouldn't have left 1. I've never left anybody a $1 tip, so my instinct would have told me I was wrong.
Right.
So,
at that point, you just don't leave a tip if the service was that shitty.
Right.
That chick at Freddy's, we didn't leave a tip. Like,
Yeah.
I think we literally left like 25 cents, and that was like
Yeah.
left over because like it was someone's bill was like $4.75, and they just gave it $5 or
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah. So, but I remember it was something like that. It had to been about like the only thing I would say would have been like a 10%. Or maybe between a 5 and 10% tip.
Right.
And it wasn't, like I said, it was a sub $100 bill. So it was somewhere between like 50 and maybe $80. And I remember this bartender flipped out on me. And it was an honest mistake. Like
Right.
I wasn't like being shitty. I just didn't think the math right.
Right.
And she flipped out on me and was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it was kind of loud in there anyway,
Yeah.
but it was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is this? And I was like, what? And I was like, and it was, so luckily at the time I had some disposable income, and she showed me, and I just fucking, whatever number it was, I just put a 0 at the end. So maybe it was like $4 or something. And I gave her I was like, here, you happy now? I was like, I started yelling at her. I was like, here you go. Are you fucking happy? I just fucking laid into her. I was like, here's a big tip for you. Here's your big money that you need. I'm sorry, I fucking did the math wrong. Fucking, you good now? Are you good? You got your money?
Was she good?
She ran away. She didn't fucking. And I tipped it. I didn't change it. I just put the 0 and fucking there you go.
The only time I tip like really low is when I get carry out. Like
I don't ever tip carry out.
Well, because they still only make hourly, so or whatever the fuck, they only pretty much make tips. So I give them like $2.
No.
Like I usually just give $2.
But I'm not gonna be like there's two things that like there's like I think an approach to like a bad tip would be to say, hey, I noticed, if you're as a server, this is what I would do. You'd be like, hey, I kind of noticed, was there something maybe I did wrong? Is there something I could have done better? Like, you could take a more constructive approach on it, but not like because I've worked sales, the same thing with commission, right? You kind of like, okay, hey, you're not buying from me, but let me ask you, what's truly, is there something I'm not presenting to you, right, or whatever? And if they would have approached it like that instead of just like, because what pissed me off in that scenario was the entitlement on it, and it wasn't. And it was just a simple mistake. If you would have came to me and if they would have just said, "Hey, I think you made a mistake," I could have been an asshole and said, "No, it's not a mistake. Fuck you. I'm not giving you." Well, then at that point you can call me a piece of shit. But just to like lay into me out of the blue. I mean, granted, they got their money, so I mean, if that was the hustle,
they probably got a way bigger tip then.
Oh, yeah, they did. I shamed her for it though. It's like, dude, you're gonna fucking come to me for money like that? Like, money's a funny thing.
Money is a funny thing.
Money's a funny thing. I remember
money makes people act funny. They
do. They act funny.
What is life? I'm tired of life.
Oh yeah. I'm tired of working at Builder Square.
Yep. I'm tired of not being a millionaire. Now you get it. Now you caught on.
I get it.
You're doing it, Melvin. You're doing it. You're playing with us. This is for not letting me blow bubbles in my chocolate milk. Shit.
Well, with that, I think we covered it pretty well. The fact is that I'm not a picky person when it comes to getting my food, but don't make me feel like an asshole. That's all I ask. Don't make me feel like an asshole.
Don't make them throw pickles against the fucking wall.
Dude, they deserved it because they were really fucking with me. They fucked with me so hard. I had to go back 3 times for this fucking burger. They couldn't get it right. And I wasn't asking the world. I was like, don't give me cheese, and I'm ordering a double patty thing. They gave me every combination but. So with that, and they left the pickles on.
And we'd even drive through their drive-through with Bibble out the windows, blasting Men in Black.
That is true. I forgot about that. It was. People used to love that.
I just snorted.
People used to love it when we.
Here come the Men in Black.
We just have him like they would try to give us the food, and this alien head would pop out, and we're like, no, you got to look at this first. Look at this green alien head.
You would always scream your order from the back seat.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Large Coke, Big Mac meal, large Coke. Make sure it's large. We're not even ordering yet. Oh boy,
it was wild.
It was wild.
All right, well, I think we've done it. We think we've done it all.
Welcome to Good Burger.
Yeah,
home of the Good Burger.
Now, of course, on Tuesdays we got Turnbuckle Tuesday.
Turnbuckle Tuesday.
We're working up
Twitch.tv/Melvin Troy.
Yeah, we're working up to the 64-bit Mania. It's going to be
April
a
10th.
big deal main event.
None Man versus Varsity Stew.
Yeah, None Man's making some threats.
Yep, none ya business threats.
Yeah.
And Varsity Stew, like always, will be varsity for you.
It's such a great political slogan. Dude. If he loses at the Mania, he can still run for mayor.
He might. He might. Him and Paul Walker.
But of course, yeah, subscribe on the YouTube channel.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, the social medias.
Twitter.
Yep.
Spotify.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Yep.
Wherever you can get podcasts.
I'm sure you're able to find us if you're here making it this far.
Yep.
So I trust your ability to search on Google.
You hear great songs like Dewdrop or my remix of Stew Drop.
Stew Drop, yes.
He's got a big tummy. Stew Drop. Big tummy thick. But until next time, I am Bobby Caboose. This is Melvin Troy. And what you gonna do, brother, when the 64-bit legend